Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back to another episode of Tiwa Did That. I'm Tiwa. This stuff is in my way. And what do we do here? Luxury fashion, luxury skincare, and luxury travel that doesn't take itself too seriously, which might explain why my frame is slightly. There we go. Not too seriously. Don't forget to check out my Instagram for cool stuff I do behind the scenes. Like yesterday, I was on a friend's yacht all day. A lot of fun, but not really YouTube-esque, more IG. So check out my Instagram for cool stuff like that. So just like last time, we will be starting with some luxury skincare. We have nothing old, everything's new. So something new, nothing borrowed, but something blue. We have here another pack from SK2. And before we get started with that, I'm gonna just very quickly mention this beautiful SK2 face mask set. This is, I think, 10 of their super popular face masks. I got into these on my flight from Istanbul not too long ago. These really kept me hydrated for my 24-hour layover in an airport hotel. Not easy. And I really enjoyed using these, and so I bought a 10-pack. I will be reviewing these for you guys when I use them more as time goes on. And so to keep it SK2, I have even more of the Maison Kitsune collaboration that we enjoyed last time on Tiwa Did That. You guys should probably remember what that was like, but again, we have the Maison Kitsune SK2 packaging with the blue this time. It's sort of like a moon and sun vibe. And so I just thought, why not get the blue one? And so I did. Here's that interior that you know and love. That beautiful box. I know I'm gonna keep that for something ridiculous, but I haven't thought of it yet. Here we go. So you guys remember this from literally last video. Like, this is what I say, guys. I don't buy stuff to shoot videos. I buy stuff and then I shoot videos. You know what I mean? So basically the exact same thing as last time. I just needed another one of these and I thought, why not get the collab while it's still out? I probably look really tan right now, and by tan, because I'm black, I really just mean darker than usual. But yeah, I was on a yacht all day yesterday, so I, tanned. Okay, new topic. Here's the facial essence. I love this facial essence, and this size is so dramatic, so huge. Look at that. What a glamorous, glamorous bottle. I cannot wait to get into this. Really, really fab. If you don't know about the SK2 facial essence, watch my last video. This is a really good product. I'm obsessed. I think I'll use that for the rest of my natural life. So, that's SK2 Maison Kitsune. Merry Christmas. Next serve. So we have here Augustinus Bader. This is a product that I've been using ever since I stopped using both La Mer and La Prairie. Not because they weren't working for me or anything, just because I was kind of over it. I was like, okay, $500 a jar for the rest of my life. I feel I could find something for even $250 that does just as good a job, because I keep reading that your serums and your sunscreen are where you should really be spending money. Spending money on moisturizers, I'm not seeing a lot of experts saying that that's a good idea. But I think a little bit of moderation has brought me to Augustinus Bader as my most recent skin moisturizing obsession. And so now we have this special edition Augustinus Bader moisturizing kit. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, we have some gorgeous packaging here. I think this is some sort of like recyclable, renewable gig. Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, here are the instructions for recycling this packaging. I think you buy refills and put them in this really cool spy looking container. That is really fab. You guys see that? Hold on. That is glam. And it opens, magnet top. That is chic. Opens like that, really fab. I think you store it standing like this, because obviously, oh no, it stands like this as well. Sickening. I do actually also use the Kiehl's Ultra Moisturizing Facial Cream. I don't know if that's the exact name, but it's also a very good moisturizer. I have a daytime moisturizer, which is the Kiehl's, and I have a nighttime moisturizer, which is a bit more expensive, Augustinus Bader. Guys, I'm flying through these minor unboxings because we have a lot to do. Like you all know, when I shoot a video, it's because I have done so much shopping that I need to shoot a video so I can start using my stuff, okay? So, Augustinus Bader, love it. Speaking of shopping to the point of needing to shoot a video, there's something else. It wouldn't be a TiwaDidThat video without... What do we have here? Well, as you know, I'm a horse rider, and I love horse riding, and so does Hermes. And so, most recently, I have gotten my hands on a gorgeous Rouge Ash jumping saddle pad. And I did not want to start using this before I showed it to you guys, so I have actually had this for like a couple of days, and I've been riding, obviously, because I horse ride constantly. But I haven't used this because when I got my first saddle pad, my orange saddle pad, I didn't get to unbox it with you guys, and I felt kind of bad. And so when I bought this, I said, I am gonna show it to my girls before I start using it. This is fresh, and you know how you know that? Because horsehair sheds like crazy. If this was used even once, it would be covered in hair. And it's not, because I kept it to show you guys. And fun fact, my first saddle, this is so big, I can't even like shoot this video. My first saddle pad was a dressage saddle pad. So dressage saddle pads have, at least from Hermes, a lighter quilt. They're a little bit thinner, a smaller quilt, and a little bit longer. But this is a jumping saddle pad. So I've been riding now for just under a year. Oh my God, it's been so long. I've been riding now for just under a year. And I feel that the discipline that calls to me the most is show jumping. Hunter, kind of, but show jumping for sure. And so I think this general purpose jumping saddle pad is right up my alley. I will continue using my orange saddle pad because hello, it's orange. But I think this is much more like seasoned rider. You know, I see this like giving me a very like, oh, she's not new vibe. And I need that because by the time I start riding, people can tell I'm new. So here's the little tag. But nobody cares about that. Okay, let's move on. It wouldn't be a full set without new polo wraps to go with my saddle pad. Come on, girls. You know I had to do it. So we have brand new polo wraps for My Little Pony, and it's gonna be so fab on the runway. I love shopping and I love horses, and so this cracked me. So guys, unboxings are over. Welcome to the meat and potatoes of this video. Today, we are going to be discussing my Hermes Picotin, and we will be doing a deep dive on this bag today. I am not rushing to any verdicts. This is a deep dive, okay? We're gonna get into the details, things you didn't know you needed to know, things you probably wanted to know, and everything in between. I want you to feel like you already own this bag or know that you never want to own it by the time this is over. So let's get started. All right, so you may have noticed that the whole time I've been discussing this bag, not that long, I have neglected to take it out of the box. And that's because I want to start this from storage and care, okay? So right now this box contains my bag in the way that I have learned to store it over almost a year of owning it. For all my Hermes bags, I have sort of trial and errored my way into my methodology for taking care of my bags, for storing them, for cleaning them. And part of my goal in creating this deep dive is so that you guys are informed and don't have to trial and error with your own bags, and can also make a decision about whether you even want this particular bag or any other bag that I do a deep dive on. And so storage and cleaning is where we're gonna start. It is not gonna be a scored part of this review. It's just informational, keep you informed, let you know what you may need to do to look after this bag, to keep it in the condition that you will find this bag in. And I hope that can be useful to you guys. Let's get started. So the first thing you'll notice is that this is the box. I store all my Hermes bags in their original boxes. A lot of people don't agree. In fact, a lot of people don't even put their bags in their dust bags. They have this like idea that you have to stand it up, no dust bag, let the air come over it in a closed cabinet. You see those on Instagram a lot. I feel that you can do whatever you want with your bags, but I know what works for me. And based on my resume and my bags and the way you guys see my bags, go to my Instagram, check it out. You'll see that whatever I'm doing seems to be working. And I live most of the year in a very humid part of the world. And so this is my system and it seems to be pretty robust. So take that with a grain of salt. Here's how I store and clean this bag. Okay, so we're gonna lift that out. We're gonna put the box on the side. We'll need that later, but not right now. Okay, so here's the original dust bag. Don't embarrass me, girl. Okay, so this is my Picotin 18 in Clemence leather, rose sakura, and palladium hardware. You can see, if you can from there, that this bag is stuffed to the brim with airbags. You get these in basically anything that you have delivered to your house in the mail. Keep these and cycle them in and out because they will deflate over time, but they are a great way to keep airflow in the bag, right? Because you can see there are a few gaps in there. Just lets air in and out of the bag, but also helps you keep the shape. If you've ever received an Hermes bag in the store, you will probably have noticed that these bags, these little airbags, are present in the bag when you get it. So if that's not proof that this is the way around it, I don't know what to tell you. Now let's talk really quickly about the way that I stuff my bags. Stuffing a handbag is not about pushing the leather out, and it's not about having so little air bag in the bag that it actually encourages the leather to come in with gravity. It's about giving the leather enough space to still be malleable, but still suggest the natural contour of the leather, right? You want a situation where as you remove the dust bag, as you remove the airbags, you still have the bag relax back into its originally designed shape. So you just want to be really careful about stuffing. Don't overstuff, don't understuff. Just keep it in a way where you can squeeze it and it comes right back out. You can squeeze it, comes right back out. You know what I mean? Now we can have a little fun and take out the stuffing so you can really see the profile of the bag. This is not how this bag actually looks. This is just the bag in its storage mode. So now that we've taken the bag out of its stuffing position, let's talk about cleaning the bag after use, which I think is extremely important for taking care of leather goods. How do I clean this bag to keep it in such good condition? Again, this bag is almost a year old. 1 year. 1 year. Exactly. To clean my handbags, I have a very similar system, especially for my Hermes bags. So let's go over that very quickly. You're going to need two things. You're going to need a microfiber cloth that is used for absolutely nothing other than Hermes bags or handbags in general, but this one is specifically for Hermes bags. If you have a look here, you see these like very fine fibers. It's very, very soft. It's really, really important that you don't use it for anything else because any debris that gets caught in here is going to go right onto that bag and cause you problems later on. You want to have a strict policy, only handbags or even only Hermes handbags with this microfiber cloth. So you need this, and you need, hear me out, a Ralph Lauren plain cotton soft white tee. I'm going to say that again. A Ralph Lauren plain cotton soft white tee. Okay, look how dusty, musty, crusty this is because it's so soft that every time I wash it, it rips a little bit in the washing machine. This is not wearable anymore, but that's not what it's for. This is not what it's for. It's for looking after my handbags. This is the softest, cleanest white shirt you can imagine. And so with these two materials, we're going to perfectly look after this bag. Let me show you how. The microfiber cloth is for the leather parts of the bag. So in this case, for the Picotin, we're going over the handles, under the handles, right? Because no silk on this handle means you want to have special attention paid to the handles here. Sweat, makeup, moisturizer, it's all getting on there. You want to use this and really go in one direction to remove all the debris that could be collecting on the bag while you're using it. But anyway, that's what you do with the microfiber. You're cleaning the leather. Now, what is the shirt for? Well, the shirt is for the hardware, okay? These shirts are incredible for cleaning smooth metal, specifically because they don't hold dust and crystals from sand or other debris very easily. The twill is very, very small, and so you don't have a lot of room for things to get stuck in between, and it makes the perfect companion for close, detailed cleaning on metal parts. And so, to clean the hardware of my bags, the first thing I do, this is really dramatic, I'm admitting it, it's really dramatic, just stay with me. The first thing I do is a cold breath of air, sort of like this emoji. You wanna go. This blows off large debris, sand particles, dust crystals, the kinds of things that if dragged across your hardware without paying attention will cause those scratches that you will never get rid of. So a light, cold air, just to blow off those larger particles. Then you take your white cloth, your white, soft Ralph Lauren tee, and then you do a hot breath, like you're trying to fog up a window, but you're doing it to the hardware. So, and then you have a light condensation on the hardware. But be careful, it'll very quickly resolve itself, it'll dry. So you wanna go, and then very quickly with your cloth, use that condensation to lift off any smudges, anything smaller than the larger bits that you blew off earlier. And then what do you have? Perfectly clean and unscratched hardware. Why? Because you got rid of the particles that could have scratched the hardware while you were wiping. Scratches come from negligent wiping, guys. I'm a Virgo, okay? Take my word for it. Details are where I live, all right? You have to take my word for it. Microfiber cloth, plain white tee from Ralph Lauren. I'm dead serious. So I know that was pretty in-depth for cleaning and storage, but trust me, you guys, I know there's somebody out there that appreciates the level of detail that I'm giving right now. Probably another Virgo. So shout out to you, girl. I see you. Now we're getting into the scored part of this review. And in order to do that right, we actually have to prepare this bag as if I'm going to take it out, which is great because I'm actually going to use it today. Because if I'm taking it out like this, I might as well use it, you know, so yeah. So guys, this pouch is a pouch that I like to call my bag guts pouch. In this pouch is where I store everything that would normally go in a handbag while it's not in a handbag. So my wallet, which is right here, my little pouch full of cosmetics and little things that I need when I'm out, right here. So I have a special process for packing this particular bag, and I want to just share it with you very quickly. Similarly to my Kelly clutch, I have sort of this anxiety for laying objects on the all leather interior of this bag, because this is an all leather interior. Show you. Rose Sakura all the way through to that beautiful pink base that I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but it actually says Hermes Paris on the very base there in a palladium foil. Really stunning. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous interior. And so in order to stop it from being damaged, I actually take a little dust bag, like a mini dust bag that I have from something else. I don't even know what it's for, because this is not the original dust bag for this bag, but it's just the one I use for this. And so I fold it twice like this. I won't even bother repeating how I do that. Just don't worry about it. But I fold it like this into a pouch that'll fit into this bag. Can you see how now, like, my objects are sort of nested inside the bag? That's the vibe. Maintaining the interior of the bag, no damage on the interior, but you're still getting your stuff in there in a way that's making the bag useful. So now this bag is packed. The first thing I want to talk about is the sizing. This is a Picotin 18 in a very, very soft leather. And so that makes it actually ideal for setting down on tables. You can put this on a dinner table and it's not too obnoxious. You can set it down on your lap in the car. These arms actually fold down usually by themselves because the leather is so soft. And so you sort of get this very like stout, soft, casual looking bag. You can even tuck in the sides to make it even more demure. But it's a very, very like compact bag in the sense that it doesn't take up too much space. It doesn't feel overwhelming to carry or to have around you or on your person or even next to you. And so I think for a small, cute, evening-esque bag, it scores very, very well as far as its proportions go. As for the carrying comfort of this bag, I can't say enough. Clement's leather is extremely soft, and these handles are full leather, but not necessarily in the same way as a Kelly or a Birkin. These handles are flat and made out of 2 leather strips folded and stitched against each other to make this very malleable, soft handle. And so it's extremely comfortable in the hand. It really wears extremely well. It fits actually quite nicely over my wrist, even though I have quite big hands, and usually I wear something fancy on my hand and I don't want it to scratch the leather, but because this handle is so nice and wide, I can pass my hand through very easily. It goes well on my wrist and actually quite well on the crook of my arm as well. And so I really, really love that versatility as far as the carrying comfort goes on the Picotin 18. And lastly, for capacity, I mean, I can't say enough, you know, this bag has plenty of room despite the fact I've already put my wallet and my things in there. I mean, it's really, really spacious. You can see there's a lot of wall space, sort of signifying that there's plenty of room to fill this bag up still. And nevertheless, it isn't too heavy. It still has plenty of room. And so capacity is really not an issue with this bag. On the surface, it may seem small, mostly because I'm 6'4". It may seem small, but actually this bag really does an excellent job of carrying your things and not presenting as like stuffed or very full. And all that is missing from this bag, technically speaking right now, is a pair of sunglasses, which would fit in here with ease. So great on capacity, I would say. So now let's talk materials and durability. This bag is made of Clement's leather, which is one of the softest leathers that Hermes presents in their traditional skins. I think softer may be Swift, but Swift doesn't have a very heavy grain. Clement's has a really, really heavy grain, like a deep grain. You can see the pattern on the bag there. And so you get this very, very soft and really, really sumptuous feeling touching this bag. But besides that, you get a lot of gravitational effects on the bag based on the skin that's used. Clement's relaxes very easily. This bag from the very beginning did this thing with the handles right there, you know? And so you sort of have to get used to that. I think it's kind of charming the way it sort of sits on itself. And actually, if you sort of do this a little bit, the arms will stand for like a little while, you know, but typically you are gonna get that relaxed look. Some people don't love that as much, and then they opt for the cargo version of this bag, which I don't like only because it doesn't have as much leather. It's a canvas bag, and Hermes canvas is top tier, don't get me wrong, but when I buy a leather bag, I want a leather bag, you know what I mean? So to each their own, but if you get this bag, just understand that Clement's is very soft. It's going to be really like squishy. It's going to be really soft from the very beginning. This has nothing to do with how I've taken care of this bag. This is how it's always been. It's a character of the leather. But as you can see, you can sometimes balance the handles and get a nice classical handle loop. So that's fun, but don't expect that. You're typically going to get that. And that's okay too. Another thing to consider very carefully is this bag, based on the leather, has a bad relationship with friction, okay? So this bag is very sensitive to wall contact, keys, bumping into people, sequins. Oh, the sequins. I mean, you have to be really quite careful. Because it's a grained leather, you may get a little leeway as far as not having a scratch really follow through, but you still have to be careful, guys. This is an extremely delicate leather. It's very, very soft, and so it's not gonna be as tough as Togo in the sense that you're not gonna get away with, like, you know, a key swipe. A key swipe may cost you with this bag. The only thing that is in your advantage for that is that maybe the bag will give a little bit and sort of not stand against the scratching and really take the scratch. It may actually bend out of the way if you're lucky, but you just want to be extra careful with this. This is a delicate bag. But on the positive side of materials and durability, I will recommend two things about this bag. One, color transfer. This is a super light color. This is the Rose Sakura color. I wore this with a blue jean once, and I got blue jean all over the back because I had the bag against my body, and I had blue all over here, and I was like, oh my God. Now I have to add to my cons list that color transfer is such a disaster on this bag. But if you take a look, you can't see any blue there today, can you? And that's because I'm here with a double pro for this bag in Clemence leather. This Picotin had a blue jean streak on the back, and I very calmly got in touch with my sales associate and I said, hey girl, what do I do? And so she said to me, take a cloth, white, run it under some water, squeeze it until you can't get a single drop out. Just stay with me. And then slowly work the color transfer out. And I was so nervous to do that because I said, oh my God, am I gonna discolor the bag? Am I gonna lose the pink trying to get rid of the blue? And she said, absolutely not. Clemence doesn't just take color extremely well and really give life to Hermès colors, but the dye sits so secure on Clemence leather that you can actually work color transfer out of these bags at home. I'm telling you, this bag was blue all the way down here, blue. It was a disaster, but today, stunning. And so not only am I gonna use that to recommend its resilience against color transfer, but I'm actually going to say as well that this bag responds much better than I thought it would to water. And so this bag is also quite resilient to water. Please be careful. This is not a doctor's advice. This is just my experience, but this bag is quite resilient to water as well. And color transfer is not as bad of a crisis as I thought it would be with this bag. So that's two pros on materials and durability. Let's move on. So we're now on styling, color, and silhouette for the Picotin 18 in Rose Sakura. And this brings me to some of my favorite things about this bag, okay? And I want to start with my absolute favorite thing, okay? Hermes advertises this bag in a way that sort of looks like this. Actually, this is the perfect way, this is the way it's sitting right now is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. On the website, blah, 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 in person, in stores, this is how the bag is presented, this is how the bag is shown online, this is how the bag is advertised in editorials, exactly like this. But I feel that they are missing a crucial selling point for this bag. And so many things come together to create this fantasy, this like trick of the light that the Hermes Picotin does. And I feel that Hermes doesn't take advantage of that. The weight of the bag, as well as the softness of the construction, creates a beautiful illusion that I feel really gives the bag an ethereal kind of beauty. And I'm gonna show you right now. You may have noticed it earlier because I have been carrying it to show you different things, but now I want you to pay attention. Look at the bag now, sitting, and then look at the bag when I raise it. Do you see that? Do you see how the bag almost starts to melt? Like it's melting from my finger it is exquisite, guys. You're watching this on a screen. I want to tell you that in person, this bag, when it has things in it, and it's in the hand, and it just melts, it just flows from the handle down to its base with this gorgeous lock strap swinging about. It is Lord of the Rings magical, the way that this bag looks in motion, in person. It's just exquisite. So to start on the silhouette of this bag, stunning. But to touch on the color very quickly, obviously this is a rose sakura bag. And so it's a very difficult pink to get. It's a very special color, but this bag is produced in all colors, light, neutrals, soft, pastel. As far as this particular color, I've enjoyed owning it. I find it very, very wearable in the rose sakura because it goes very well with neutrals, but also goes very well with other pastels. So even a green pastel, any soft color is going to be complemented by this because this is actually leaning neutral because it's such a light pink. So I don't know, consider that. Now, as far as accessorizing this bag, I feel that twillies don't really work on this bag. A lot of people, no shade, love to accessorize this bag with like a twilly, even on both handles. I find for such a simple design, such a gorgeous bag, such a small bag, I feel that twillies can be overwhelming, can look a little bit busy, and actually a little sanctimonious, for lack of a better word. It's sort of like putting twillies on a book tote. You know the Dior book totes? Do you ever see those with silk handles, like silk twillies on the handle, and you're like, girl, take a deep breath. It's a cotton bag. You know what I mean? But obviously this is a precious bag, it's a leather bag, and you do want to take care of your handles. But overall, I think twillies are far too busy for this bag. It just does not work. I think that bag charms go very well on this bag. And I'm gonna just give you an example. I actually don't have a bag charm that really works perfectly with this bag. I have bag charms that look okay on this bag, like this one I'm about to show you. But I don't have any soft pastel rodeos or anything like that yet, sadly. But just as an example, I have here the shopping bag Hermes charm. You may have seen this. Everybody thought it was gonna be so rare. And so I bought this like really early on, and then it's been in production forever. I don't really care because I don't buy stuff because it's hot. I buy stuff because I think it's hot, right? And so I'm gonna show you how this bag wears charms. But I'm gonna start by saying that some people put the charms down the middle. I find that to be juvenile and ridiculous. I, for all my bags, prefer the charm on the handle. So that's typically how I like to go about it, you see? And it wears it well. It's a little busy, you see what I mean? It's a little busy with the charm. I think rodeos actually do look better on this bag, but I'm not gonna go all the way to my room and get a rodeo, I'm not doing that. But I just wanna show you that charms do work on the handle of this bag. It will sit just about here, and it's fine. You know, but think about it, with a twilly over the top, you can't even tell what color the bag is at that point. You know what I mean? So accessorizing this bag, you're slightly limited with the no twillies thing, but as long as you take care of your handles otherwise, it's not really a big deal, and you can still have a bit of fun with a bag charm if you like. Now we're gonna talk about functionality and ease of access, okay? So the first thing I wanna mention with functionality, this bag has no strap. It is what it is. There's no strap on this bag. So basically, whenever you're carrying it, you're going to have a loss of dexterity to some extent with your hand. And that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, but it can be a little bit disruptive. Something else I want to note is that the base of this bag, okay, can bow a little bit. And this is not based on the things that you put inside. Actually, it has to do with the construction of the bag. And so it's very important that you note that the bag will bow even after you buy it, just after you buy it, fresh out, it's gonna be bowing. And so you wanna be careful about putting it on surfaces that may be wet or stained. It has feet, so that's great for functionality, but be aware that it's bowed and those feet may not suspend the bag perfectly. It's really worth considering, just so you know. Another thing is that the bag has this lock strap, which is why it's called the Picotin lock, that sort of cuts the bag in half as you're trying to get in. It's just something to get used to. I don't really think it makes a big difference. It's just something to get used to, but it is something to consider. The bag is also not totally secure. No zips, no closure. It's sort of just open. You can pull the lock strap to kind of secure it a little bit, but it's not exactly foolproof. So consider that as well for ease of access. It's not only your ease that I'm thinking about, it's the ease of strangers to access your bag. This bag is not the place to put a passport or a deed to your building. Just saying. And last segment, guys, I want to talk about the it factor of this bag. Does it stop people in their tracks? Does it gag the girls? I would say yes and no. This bag sort of has a really cool energy to it. It sort of gives a low-key vibe. But as far as recognizability and its marketability in the luxury space, it's still sort of building that notoriety. Hermes customers, established clients, recognize this bag. And you get a look every now and then that says, oh, I love your bag. And especially in the Rose Sakura, I get a lot of people telling me I love the color of your bag with that special look that says, I know exactly what color that is. So cool, so rare. And so that's fun. But I think a lot of people sleep on the fact that having a Picotin to an Hermes customer sort of gives the impression that you're a seasoned client. You know, you didn't just show up for a Birkin or a Kelly, you got something else, you know, and it sort of gives the impression that you have other bags at home where it's like, I don't need to take my Birkin out to show you that I'm that girl, you know? And so this bag really has that energy, and I do get that from people who say, oh, do you like Hermes? And then we start talking about bags in a way that normally I don't get with my Birkin and Kelly. So there's something there. With a more low-key bag, there's definitely something there. To conclude, I love my Picotin 18, guys. I love this bag, okay? I feel that it wasn't really on my radar until I got the call. And then I was like, oh, I don't know. I took a couple of days to think about it, and I did my research. And I was truly moved by the way that people described their feelings before they had this bag and after. And so I'm sort of giving you guys that same love letter to tell you, give this bag a shot. I don't really know what editing Tiwa has put down as the aggregate score for this bag, but I have no doubt that it has passed the final exam for TiwaDidThat deep dive, even though the handles won't stay up. Unfortunately, because of how many handbags I do have, I don't get to use this bag half as much as I would like to, but today she's coming out with me. And if I've gotten even a single one of you to think about this bag in a new way, or to consider it, or to even text your essay and say, girl, if you get an 18, let me know, then I did my job, okay? So that's it for today's video, guys. I know it's been super, super long, and I keep saying, oh my God, this video is so long, and then the next video I shoot is even longer. But you know, thanks for watching, thanks for waiting for a new video, and then thanks for watching the new video when it comes out. I don't even know how to describe the fact that I started getting like over 1,000 views per video. I think that's crazy. And now I have this gorgeous, amazing community. You guys talk to me, you guys tell me that you love my videos. It's so amazing. And so I wanna reiterate my promise to you guys that I'm never gonna monetize this channel. I'm never gonna be shooting promos and showing you guys things because somebody paid me. I don't need that. I'm never going to use YouTube to pay my bills because that's not why I do it. It's not my job, it's a hobby. And part of that hobby is the relationship I have with you guys. And I don't want to jeopardize that by adding, I don't know, the cancer of capitalism to it. You know what I mean? So that's really it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new and you caught a vibe, hit subscribe. And I'll see you next time right here on TiwaDidThat. Bye.